Taylor Swift is involved in a public feud again, and this time it's over who gets to own her music. Right now, every song off her first 6 albums lies in the hands of this man, Scooter Braun. That means he owns the master recordings for this song,
Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do.
and this song,
He's a reason for the teardrops on my guitar.
and everything in between. And this doesn't sit well with Taylor. According to her recent Tumblr post, she seems to really hate the guy who now owns almost her entire catalog. Others in the industry are taking sides, with Halsey, Iggy Azalea, Brendan Urie, and Kelly Clarkson backing Taylor, and Justin Bieber and Demi Lovato defending Braun. So what's this feud all about? Is it all just a PR stunt to drum up press for Taylor's new album? And why doesn't Taylor Swift own her own music? First off, a master is the original and definitive recording of a song. The version that gets streamed on Spotify, included in a movie soundtrack, played on a vinyl record, and so on. For some time now, Taylor has wanted to buy all of her masters back from her former label, Big Machine. The company wouldn't sell them to her outright, but they did offer Taylor a contract that would grant her immediate ownership of her masters if she agreed to stay at the label for 10 more years. Thing is, Taylor knew that the label's CEO was planning to sell soon, and she didn't want to bind the future of her career to some unknown buyer. In 2018, she left Big Machine for Republic Records, where she nailed a contract that would let her own all of her masters going forward. But the masters for her first 6 albums, they were still the property of Big Machine. On June 30th, 2019, it was announced that Big Machine had sold to music industry mega manager Scooter Braun, which meant Braun now had ownership over Taylor's masters. When the news broke, Taylor posted a long letter on Tumblr, calling the Scooter Braun acquisition her worst-case scenario. To understand why, we need a little backstory. While Braun manages a long list of superstar clients, Taylor specifically called out his former association with Kanye West, whom she, of course, has been feuding with for over a decade.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
More on this later. Now Taylor's announced she'll take matters into her own hands in 2020 by re-recording the songs off her first 6 albums. In other words, she'll make new masters that she alone will own the rights to. It might seem surprising that Taylor Swift, a platinum-selling artist, has to go to such extreme lengths to gain control over her own catalog. After all, it is her music, right? While that may be true, Taylor is not alone here. It's very rare for musicians to own their own masters. And yep, this goes for industry heavyweights too, like Beyonce, Drake, and Ariana Grande, none of whom own their vast catalogs. Even the Beatles' masters belonged famously to Michael Jackson after he bought the ATV music catalog in 1985. There are some exceptions. Jay-Z, for one, demanded his catalog back from Def Jam when he became president of the label in 2004. Frank Ocean worked for years in order to buy back his masters from Universal, and Rihanna reportedly acquired her masters at the end of her contract with Def Jam. So why isn't owning your own recordings the norm? Well, when an artist first signs with a record company, often they sign away the rights to all music they record over the duration of the contract. This provision is supposed to account for the risk labels take when they back a budding artist, who may or may not make it big and, in most cases, don't. The record company not only pays for the artist's studio time, but provides them with promotion, marketing, tour management, and, in many cases, a cash advance. They're taking a chance on the artist, and in return, they're promised the artist's future masters, which they hope will grow more valuable over time. The owner of the masters, in Taylor's case Scooter Braun, decides how to license out each song, to which streaming services, stores, movies, TV shows, or commercials. Every time Taylor's music is streamed, downloaded, purchased, or played, it will generate revenue, and Braun's company will get the biggest slice of the pie. Taylor, for her part, will still collect songwriter royalties, but it'll be Braun's company that collects and distributes those payments. It's possible Taylor's worried that Braun will hoard the royalties from her music, cheating her out of her fair share. But based on her Tumblr missive, Taylor seems more focused on how Braun will treat her life's work. Essentially, she writes, "My musical legacy is about to lie in the hands of someone who tried to dismantle it." Did Braun really try to take down Taylor's career? Since he hasn't formally responded to Taylor's call-out, it's pretty unclear what role the manager had, if any, in the 2016 drama between Taylor, Kanye, and Kim. After all, Kanye hired Braun as his manager after his album release party/fashion show, which was when he debuted his song Famous, with its now infamous shout-out to Taylor.
I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that famous. God damn! I made that famous.
When the song was released, Taylor's spokesman denounced it as misogynist and denied that she had approved the lyric beforehand, as Kanye claimed.
There are going to be people along the way who will try to undercut your success or take credit for your accomplishments or your fame.
A few months later, Kanye added fuel to the fire by dropping the controversial visuals for Famous, which Taylor referred to as revenge porn in her recent note on Tumblr. But that video seemed to be all Kanye's doing, not Braun's. The star is known for taking creative control over his work. Then there was the big bombshell a month later, when Kim Kardashian posted a phone call recording showing Taylor gave a thumbs up to the use of her name in Kanye's song.
And, if people ask me about it, I think it would be great for me to be like, look, she called me and told me the line before it came out. Like, joke's on you guys, we're fine.
Since Braun, of course, never managed Kim, it seems unlikely he convinced her to leak the call as a way of damaging Taylor's career. Still, in Taylor's eyes, it doesn't help that Braun has long managed Justin Bieber, whom Taylor's never been on the warmest terms with either. In Taylor's blog post, she blamed Braun for a dig Bieber took at her on Instagram in the aftermath of the phone call leak in 2016. Whatever happened in the past, one factor that should give Taylor some comfort is that it's now in Braun's direct interest to protect her career and image. After all, her discography is a major financial asset. Braun would want it to gain in value, not fall, so that he can get the best returns on his investment. If it's unlikely Braun will try to sabotage Taylor's body of work, then why is she undertaking this battle? Is it all just free publicity for her new album? Taylor's big announcement that she'd re-record all her work did come on the eve of her album drop. And throughout her career, the singer's been both commended and criticized for her strategic manipulation of the news cycle. From putting her ex, Joe Jonas, on blast while promoting her second album, Fearless, to filling her sixth album, Reputation, with not-so-subtle references to Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Time will tell whether this was all a PR stunt or the real deal. But if Taylor does go through with her plans to re-record all her music, it'd be well within her rights. Here's why. Braun, as the master rights holder, only owns the original recordings of Taylor's songs. Taylor, as the publishing rights holder, actually owns the songs themselves. The lyrics, the melodies, the musical composition. That means she can record them all over again and re-release them, creating all new definitive versions of her songs. We'll have to wait and see what happens and whether other artists will follow Taylor's lead.